All right. Looks like we're good. Let's go ahead and get started. Do I have anything being crafted? I don't think so, right? Because this is my fresher account, so I don't have anything to like actually craft anything with. Yeah, that tracks. All right, we got to replace this this optic. It is unusable. All right, where's our RPK at? Optic. Let's just try, I don't know, let's just try this and see how it goes. Quest-wise. How are we on money? I know we were doing some stuff with codexes last stream. So, we're kind of good on money, actually. But you could always use more. Let's do a quick Mesa to see if we can't get rich quickly. I don't have a grenade launcher, which makes sense. But I can acquire one. Give grenade. Character, mask command, grenade training. Stamina training. Oh boy, so much stamina. It's probably a mistake to bring this, but we can make our own luck by bringing this. Grillo, 40 millimeter. 40 millimeter. I don't think you sell 40 mil, right? Yeah. It's enough to kill probably one mech and then like maybe a damaged mech. Maybe. Alright, RPK. 762. Should be good across the board here. God damn it, I'm still on private. Hold on. I was wondering why no one was on the YouTube stream yet. It probably helps to go public with your videos or your streams when you start streaming. Silly me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, yeah. Oh, god damn it. Are we good? Not yet. Wait for it. Alright, there we go. One of the last shaders to apparently load in is the actual, like, red dot on your optic. So if you're ever waiting for shaders to load on a map, the second you see your, like, red dot pop up, you're usually safe to go. You shouldn't get many more hitches at all, if at all. You'll probably still get some shader loads like occasionally on maps, but it won't be like the big one at the beginning. Also, this is the wrong map for mech hunting.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
God, they're so tanky now. That was just like a headshot too. Hey, Duffs. Hey, Boo Boo, how's it going? Oh, ugh. Any moms down below?
This is it. We decide what happens next.
I will say, when you don't have the shaders compiled on this map, this walkway does get a lot darker. I kind of prefer it darker. It's kind of a very different mood. All right, that's a terrible container.
Trying to carefully extract the good stuff.
Medkit. Medkit. Yeah, you don't say.
As long as I'm the last one
Oop.
standing.
Hey. It's rude. Oop. Oop. Oh. I failed hopscotch. Leave me alone. I don't want to be here. I'm here hunting for codexes. We're not even hunting for codexes. I'm here to, like, pick up things as they die. No.
Miss. Make every shot count.
It kind of feels like I mean, granted, that would probably require pathfinding work. But it feels like Cyborg should not be afraid of just, like, jumping down things. Yeah, I'm sure Fido will be over here. Probably just walk around him though, to be honest. He's just like over in this part, not all the way down here. Ah, so very quiet and desolate. Was that building always like that? Did that get more detailed over time? I'd be very careful not to walk off here. I don't remember that building being that detailed before, but it could just be the shading, I guess, this time around. Alright, up we go. Yeah, we can do some looting too, I think, here.
Eyes on us.
Can I still one melee you or no? Ugh. You require 3 melee attacks to kill you. That's brutal. I imagine so. Enemies do follow you on the bridge, especially the runners. I'm not sure if it accomplishes anything though. Certainly something we can probably try. But cyborgs, like, they can be temperamental, but like, especially HK. Honestly, maybe one of the better things to do is actually probably do it with HKs. The hunter killers can be a bit derpy too when it comes to actually following you across the bridge. Hey, Boardsy. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Yeah, I mean, like, it's early access game too, so like it's very underbaked right now. It kind of depends on if you really like early access games. If you're not really willing, or if you don't really want a very rough experience, maybe hold off for now. Being able to heal is easier, yeah, 100%. Gunhead is a hard mode. You definitely take a lot of chip damage in this game currently with the current stealth mechanics, or the current lack thereof. So like, you get whittled down pretty easily as Gunhead if you're not careful. I kind of feel like I feel like right now they've balanced cyborgs around high capacity magazines. I kind of wouldn't hate it if they just removed high capacity magazines from rifles and made cyborgs a bit less overbearing. Like, it definitely feels like their knee-jerk the reason why cyborgs feel so crazy right now is because it feels like they're balanced around you having 100 rounds constantly. So it makes, like, newer player experience of just like, by the way, it sucks to suck. Enjoy your 30 round magazine that can maybe kill like 2 or 3 cyborgs at most. Alright, let's run it back. I want to murder, or not, I don't want to murder, I want to watch mechs die and then pick up their shit. Watch. Please don't be night shift again. Why are you only ever night shift when I don't want you to be? Hashtag conspiracy. Fun dog back there pulling the strings. Okay, thank God.
Gotta keep a record in the event of my death.
Alright, what do we got? We got one side's mechs. Do we have the other sides? As long as we have tanks on the other side, we're okay. Okay, we do have some T-90s. If we have Rat Gang too, Rat Gang would also work. We just need either Yoruska mechs or Rat Gang.
I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Where are you? I hear you. I don't see you. Are you below me? Oh, you're below me. I'm gonna go ahead and just... You know, I feel like you guys should have died. Alright. GG Puck. Honestly, they're searching for things just for scavenging loot. I'm not necessarily overly, like, seeing these things would be cool, but I'm not, like, overly concerned. I'm more about just, like, getting salvage from these guys. I prefer to do it passively, which is why I'm hoping for, like, them to fight each other and die. But I can do it actively if I really need to. The qualms about doing it with active murdering is because you get HKs from active murdering. Well, if you just like let them passively die, it works out pretty well. Now the T-90s do respawn eventually, I believe. I don't really think any of them got. Yeah, there's the G9. Oh, there's a helicopter too. That might work out. I want to do what the game says you want to do. Is I want to scavenge and salvage. Helicopter, please come over. Come hang out. No, ignore the tank. Go kill the. What the hell? What the hell? Well, rip T-90. Helicopter, do something. This is your goal in life. There's tanks without AA support. It's actually moving. This is a great sign.
I think they spotted us.
The helicopters need some love so much. And it's dead. Womp, womp, womp. Hey, Markavas? Still, yeah, Markavas. That wasn't even the T-90's turret, that was just the T-90 itself. Hey, Smoke. Helicopter, helicopter. Did I loot you since you decided to get murdered? Only a level 2 off a helicopter? Man. Oh, hey. Can I kill you yet? Wait, I mean, wait, what do you mean, J-Pog? I've always thought you've been that guy. I've never not said that. That's, the game leans into it. Just because I would prefer to, like, not have HKs doesn't mean, like, I can't just murder these guys and take their shit. It's way more consistent, but, like, sometimes you just lose the RNG battle of, like, HKs. The problem is with stamina, right? It's like sometimes you're just gonna get a bad spot where you get a grabber and you just die. Now, eventually, if we wait long enough, the T-90s keep respawning, so these mechs will eventually die to the T-90. It might just take a absurdly long time. Come on, you can do it, T-90. Stop getting stomped and kill. It's still kicking. I mean, wrong choice of words, but... I mean... If the radar tower sequence of operations, like the sequence you get for radar towers, spawns opals near medium mechs, they will fight. And I don't think opals can still die, so eventually the opals will kill the medium mech. But it's a lot of RNG also though, right? Because you don't really control which tower is the third tower. So for example, if I get the third tower over here, right, and the opals spawn over there, well, I'm shit out of luck. So it's possible, but just, it's like almost outside of your control. It also, I don't think opals do really that much damage. So you would it'd probably take you a while to have the opals kill the mechs. They would do it eventually though. I mean, me wanting to bother stops me. I'm telling you in practice it works, but it's just like, do you want to watch them try to fight mechs for 10 minutes? If not longer. And then go check for the RNG of it too. Like, it does work. I've seen medium mechs fight opals before. It's just a question of, do you really want to wait for the opals to kill medium mechs? If you just want to sit down and vibe for 20 minutes, sure, but like, it's gonna take you a while.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
You're almost assuredly better off just rerunning the map and just waiting for an actual medium mech versus medium mech situation. Not to mention having to like, you know, if they don't spawn near it too, right, having to corral the medium mechs over there or vice versa. Alright, what number are you? Not to mention we just respawn the medium mechs also, so now they're unscathed. Alright, this is 2. Let's go see if that's 1 over there. So if that's 2, if this is 3, we're kind of shit out of luck. If this is 1, it means the EODs will, or the thing Opus will spawn over there. But if this is 3, then yeah, it won't do anything. Yeah. I'm sure you can get Mausoleum to do the same thing. It's just that Mesa is a lot cleaner. Mausoleum has that side battlefield, but like it is off to the side. Please don't shotgun mate. Please don't. God fucking damn it. All right, well, that's fun. No, yeah, shotgunners. But no, yeah, Mausoleum, it works, but like it's just not as convenient. I'm not sure if Scorched you can get a Stillwalker. I haven't seen that you like. I don't know it to be true that you can't get a Stillwalker on Scorched. The only maps I definitely can confirm is Elephant in that regard, and I think they can spawn on Mesa, but I don't have proof of that. All right, 545. Some meds would be nice. You're on cooldown, right? Yeah. Let's run Elephant back one more time. Or sorry, Mesa one back one more time. And see if we get lucky or not, otherwise we'll move on. No, but like, I'm not sure if on Scorch you can get Stillwalker. It feels kind of like, I mean, the field is big enough to support a Stillwalker, but I imagine, unlike Mausoleum and Mesa, there's not really a big spot outside of it for, like, it can sit there in the open field and be fine, I guess, but, eh? I mean, nothing's really. God, do we only have one side of the equation still? Why can't you both spot and fight? I mean, you know, J-Pog, yeah, like nothing has really fundamentally changed. But once again, as long as we get Merkavas, we're fine. Those mechs will eventually die to Merkavas. No, Ordo, they fixed that a long time ago. There's, at the worst case scenario, Ordos, you'll just have lots of very quick respawns. They won't be on top of you, but like, they'll be so quick where like, you'll kill a squad, and like, not even a minute later, that same squad will respawn and start heading to where they were, you know, killed at. Or they're back to their patrol. Not every spawn is like that, but a few of them are like that. But no, like the pop-in on directly on top of you is not a thing anymore. They have like they have essentially have catches for that now, where if they detect an enemy spawning on top of you, they'll move them away. So the only really detrimental thing is the very aggressive respawns, not necessarily the not necessarily just the pop-in. Yeah, cold cuts? Yeah, he's still random chance. So you need to find his codex in the map, which is just like an open, like, loose spawn.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
The AI dropping on top of you doesn't count, in my opinion. Because that's grounded in reality, right? Like, a bomber is coming in and dropping cyborgs on you. I wouldn't consider that pop-in. That's just a spawn mechanic. That's grounded in the game. In contrast to, you know, before where they would literally just pop in front of you out of the ether.
Spread out.
Like, if they had it where like a Huey came in or like an APC came in and dropped off infantry in front of you, I wouldn't take issue with that because it's grounded in reality, right? Like you see a unit coming in and dropping off units in front of you. That's the spawn mechanic. Hell, I mean, they could even do the thing, right, where they just have like an APC show up and then spawn infantry out of the APC. And that would still be grounded, right? Good there. All right, Merkabah, let's get to work.
Everyone for themselves.
Oh yes, the AK-47 of the mech may be made out of pipes. Understood. All right, start drilling this bad boy. I don't think these small containers I always get let down by. I do have some extra containers though, or some extra drills. Let's try 2 of these. I don't think these will turn out good though. These are like always turn out to be like food or something. I mean, so you're basically just asking me to kill myself, Bob. Understood. Yeah, like, what is not worth the money? Yeah, Beta Decay looks interesting. I'm curious if you can pull it off or not, being a solo dev.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
All right, Merkabah, let's get to work. Come on, kill it. Why can't you just use it, Bob?
Running is always an option.
All right, what HQ did we get? Did we get unlucky?
As long as I'm the last one standing.
I mean, it will punk you out occasionally. It could just HKs. It will punk you out occasionally. I mean, like, it still just will follow you around like a snail, though. It does have a pretty, like, big stomp now to help alleviate that. I'm not gonna lie, the inaccuracy of these guns is wild. Like, there's mil spec and then there's a mil spec, and this definitely leans into the latter.
I think they spotted us.
That sucks, Bob. Sorry to hear that. It's usually why I avoid gaming laptops as a whole, because usually they're always not long for the world. All right, XO versus XOs versus Medium Mech. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, until they just make them able to run on a normal basis, they're kind of just gonna be derpy. I don't know. The unkillables are weird. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if I agree with the core balancing of them.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
Okay, I got one drill left, and there should be something around here somewhere. Is it underneath? Under this? Why? Hey, you said you solved Poppin. Can't believe Fundog would lie like this. Not Poppin. What's it called? Pot shotting. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably a mistake trying to get this codex here. This place has got really aggressive respawns. Yeah, there is stamina now, that is correct. How could you tell it's the giant bar? God, I do not feel safe going in. Fuck it. You don't see anything? Drill! Me nuggies. No, they haven't touched HKs basically at all since launch, really, right? Like, there was initial balancing for HKs like forever ago, but like really they just haven't touched the system at all. Nom nom nom. So wasteful. I mean, Bob, does me use, like, do I have to actually use it? Or just have it equipped? Because if you're asking me to actually use it, you're basically asking me to just to go commit suicide for a raid. Oh no, now you want 2 attempts? I mean, Bob, you know it's not good. You don't need to pretend. Your plans to reaffirm that the pistols in this game are terrible? Okay.
I'm the last one standing.
Yeah, how do you deal with cyborg hordes with the C96, Bob? How does that work out for you? Okay, so your secret of the C96 is not actually using the C96, it's running away with the C96. Yeah, I prefer actually having effective weapons, Bob. I think if you're just strictly playing for vibes, then you can use whatever you want. But if you're actually trying, I think, to, like, not die, you're doing yourself a disservice. Hey, Camphor.
Taking fire!
I mean, all the weapons they basically need to like have a quality of life pass. Everything they've done with weapons so far has been very global, except I think for like the weapon mods, which don't do anything like stat-wise. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but like, I'm making a note, Bob, that you were basically asking me to go die in a raid. Like, that's objectively what you're asking me to do. And we just made like 1.2 mil, so like it's no big deal. And lots of experience also. Hey, I'm rich. Who even sells it? Is it? Yeah, it's you. Okay. Top off on 9 mil, I guess. I mean, they have stats like they're not cosmetic, but those stats really don't do anything. Hey, Blood. Alright, C96 run, because Bob wants me to die. I'll do 300. There's no shot we're getting through all 300 rounds. Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure their weapon stats are plugged into things, but those things don't actually do anything. Like, I'm sure it's actually affecting the weight variable or the recoil variable and so on and so forth. But and look, those might actually literally do something, but it's so small that it's not noticeable. Well, it'd be Duffs, if he wants me to survive, though, he would not have me do this. I'm not surprised. There's quite a few things like that have bugged models when you have like weird attachments on. I have no idea. Alright, we have our 300 rounds, we have our VKS, or sorry, or not, our C96, which might as well be a VKS. We have some meds. Alright, is there actually mods I can attach to this damn thing? Eventually, I think just an optic though. Regions, mech trench. It's hard. The VKS does do more damage, but like the 5-round capacity, yeah. To be fair, 10 rounds of 9 mil and like 5 rounds of 175 damage is, I mean, the C96 is technically better, but not by a whole lot.
I don't have a good feeling.
I think it's 175. Alright, let's see the first test here of this squad. I should probably not be on the staircase for this just because the staircase is probably death if I get flanked. Come on down. Oh god, the fucking... I thought I unbound you forever ago. Alright, so one magazine's a kill. Understood. Yep, but there I get flanked. Man, they fucking aggro from really far away now. My god. This is going about how I expected. Don't push me, please. All right, well, any more? I have used 80% of my meds. How's the respawns going? Oh, cool, they're not here yet. Awesome. Alright, let's not go salvaging for meds. Let's get this over with. The longer I'm here, the worse it is. Hey Jacob, how's it going? Bob, I'm gonna make it the next time you ask me to use a C96, I'm gonna request you to be normal for an entire stream. Which might be an unattainable ask. Thanks, Jacob, appreciate it. They're around, Sarge, or Graph. They, cyborgs spawn occasionally. The area that we're in is mainly a Europa area, but like, in the, where we're going to extract, there's cyborgs and drones. Oh my god, we're gonna live. Alright, we didn't really do any looting, just to run through with missions, but we did make it through. Though I will say the spawns have been very kind in this map. We didn't see a single shotgunner yet. Hey Jay.
It's like Christmas came early.
Yeah, not seeing a shotgun on this map's kind of wild.
Open those presents.
Yeah, Bob, I'm gonna go ahead and probably say that's not true. Just like a lot of your shit, to be quite frank. But hey, yeah, you do you, man. You stretch that fucking creative thinking muscle, or I guess creative writing muscle. Alright. We have fulfilled the request. I can now go use a gun. Alright. Alright, bye-bye. It is technically a gun, but I'm telling you right now, if those were grins as opposed to being just regular opens, we would have died 3 times over. Letting a shotgunner blast you just means you die in this game. And there was lots of opportunities between us reloading and enemies being in front of us and not killing us for that to happen. Come on, Babel. Alright, we need to bring a few drills for this. I think we need the actual. I do think we need drills for this particular quest. Oh, bring it like I think we need 3. I think there's like 3 or 4 crates that you can spawn that might have it in it. Alright, we have a sniper to kill too. Let me sell you some shit. I guess grenade launcher? Do I have experience for you? I do. Just enough to kill the sniper. So we don't need a lot of ammo here, just to like another 6 rounds, I think. Or 6 grenades. And then we have meds, we have ammo, we have our drills, so I think we're good for battle. Bob, you can say whatever you want to say, man. Night shift? Lord knows no one can stop you.
Oh, we should have chosen another exit.
Alright, where are you? Is that you up there? Or is that just weird specky dot? No, it looks like a flashlight up there.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Alright, he's dead. Alright, medical supply crates. Yeah, they do require drills. And there's like 3 or 4 spawns for them, and they don't always give you what you need. Yeah, it doesn't count. Because it's Babel. Why wouldn't there be drones on Babel? It's what Babel's known for, is just infinite drones. Drones, drones, drones. You not like drones? You want some more drones? Are you saying if you say you don't like drones, they're gonna add more drones to the map? All right, another drill. Why is there... This is a med crate, right? Whatever. It is Night Shift Babel, aka just regular Babel at dark. Drone hell is still drone hell. We're down to like what? Yeah, 1 more left. I think there's like 2 or 3 more crates we could potentially get. There's usually like a default locked crate over here, but I don't think that's still like, I think it's just like a default locked crate. I don't think it's actually for the quest. Boop. 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 Wrong input, I guess? Whatever. Boop. Boop. Yeah, this one. This one. This one. This one. There we go. Be free. Where do you need to go to actually, like, extract? Where the hell are you? Are you going where I think you're going? Brother. What the hell? This is like the most fucking worst version of escort quest ever. Okay, it counts when he gets over to here. That's fine at least, I guess. Fucking Christ, though. My God. Do I have to go back around? I guess I didn't actually bring a jump. No, I think I'm this way. There, we got 1 drill left. The crate that's in that room is not there, so I'm guessing the crate over here will have to be the med crate. Hopefully. Alright, hold on, I gotta wait for stamina. Alright, fix the bug. Hey, foe. The med crate? That's the plan. All right, there's a log crate over here too, but I don't think this one counts with the quest. Not you, right? It's one down below, I believe. Where is it at in the swamp? Hold on, leave me alone. I think you know the answer to that question, Cookie. All right. I think they're being facetious, Jacob. Are you in the crate? Nope. I mean, there's the drone tank on Resident I'm familiar with. I'm actually kind of curious about this bug now. Is it like when you're falling, does it happen? Or I'm kind of curious how to like get the stamina drain. Where does it recover? So it recovers there. Is it maybe mantling while holding sprint maybe? That's what it is. It's mantling while holding sprint. Almost assuredly, that's it. So if I drain my stamina here, the point where the stamina would drain me from that. I'm not even sure if I'm sprinting and doing it. I'm curious, like, there's something going wrong when you do a mantle on your very last little bit of stamina, it looks like. And sprinting might come into play with it. Why are there so many fucking drones?
This is it. We decide what happens next.
Leave me alone. Oh, this is a fun map. That's fun. Good old infinite drones with like a no cooldown timer at all on respawns. It's such a stupid idea. Anyway, we kind of knew that was gonna happen. The curse of no stamina. Lacking the stamina. Yeah, it's enough babble for the entirety of the year. Alright. Le elephant. What other quests we got? Downtown. Don't really want to do Red Baron if I can help it. There we go, that's a good quest. Lots of aqua. Hey Alex, how's it going? A scar. Upgrade our rig again. How much decal do I got? Really, only 200 rounds? I had more than that. Because I haven't been looting, haven't really been looting your opens, I guess. We only have 8-round magazines, so we'll bring like 160. I doubt we go through all of that before dying. Do I need a drill in this map? Maybe. There's a chance mechs fight out in the fields. So let's bring drills just in case. Yeah, that should work. Just remind me we have Water Wars, mid-bay access, and then save civilians. Okay. I think Fruit Power, for someone who hates how aggressive the respawns are in the game, Babel is like the epitome of that on steroids.
Gotta keep a record in the event of my death.
Yeah, let's keep on semi for now. I don't have a lot of ammo for this gun. Alright, I need to fight crawlers. Or the cyborgs for now, hopefully. Just go fight the turret. Alright, let's hope for no grabber in the trench lines here. Not above 2k yet with Masked Man, so it wouldn't be great to see the grabber down here. Alright, there's the water for water. Hidden water part 2. That's for 7k. We can bring a grenade out, I think. Your ammo, right? No storage. Don't need to do mod crates or ammo crates, really. Yeah, I haven't heard the dog yet. Doesn't mean it's not here yet, though. Hey Novel, how's it going? Dog? Think we're okay? Famous last words? I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't. I think I tried this earlier. Unfortunately, if you do, there's a way to unlock this door on Mech Trench for like, and obviously have it be persistent for a while. Unfortunately, though, when you have the quest for Mebe access, you can't actually do it when you have that quest or have the door unlocked for you. Like, the door has to be unlocked for you to unlock it for this quest completion, even if you do it through Mech Trench. No data caches, don't need to get murdered by HKs. We're good there. So civilians, and then we get to go out to the field and see if any mechs are there fighting.
Eyes on us. Spread out.
We're gonna wait for the EXO to leave because I'm not fighting that thing. The infantry usually should go with it too. Wrong way. Oh, I want to lead, I don't want to loot. Isn't it nice when you have a gun that just instantly murders your opens? So nice. Alright, civilians, be free. My problem with Fruit Par is that, like, in theory, they check the box of providing an alternate pathway, but, like, it feels like it doesn't feel like organic design. I don't know. It feels like a checkbox, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not in love with Bad Boy. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, but not really in love with the map and how respawns work and all that good shit. And why is this a thing? Yep, yep. Yep. I am very immersed right now. It's absurdly long, and there's no input. Like, they've added in a feature where, like, you can spam your key presses to get out quicker. I mean, is that what really I want to do? No. Blood, I would prefer it if I just died there. What makes sense to me is 20mm cannon mean I die, not get into some weird convoluted non-deterministic loop where I don't know if I'm dead or not yet. Alright, no fight, no fight. No mechs or tanks on either side. Oh, no. I didn't ask for you. I said mechs or tanks, I didn't say a helicopter.
I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Well, I don't see anything fun around here, so I think it's time to leave. No, good wrecked helicopter. Got anti-tank, or just got tanked. But like Blood, I would much prefer having the EXO from the trailers, but having it be rarer, right? It's a flat field. It's very similar to the field in Mesa. It essentially has it's very similar in nature. Sometimes you'll have tank fights, sometimes you'll have combined mech fights, sometimes you'll have a helicopter from Eurasia, or sorry, Eurasia. It's very akin to the field like on Mesa. It's the only spot where I've seen the Stillwalker spawn. It does, yes. Scar ammo is very heavy. But it's worth it. The other problem is I haven't been killing lots of Europans recently and looting them, so I don't have a lot of it on hand, unfortunately. Do I not have the drum mag yet? I do have the drum mag, thank God. Customize you, B. 556. Unless you have a vehicle item or you're trying to get vehicle parts, no, well, not really. There's no quest over there. And in that field too, right, you quickly hit a minefield notification, so like you can't actually go out that far. So like, yeah, it's really just there to be an extra field for like combat essentially on the side that you can occasionally loot because it's not like strictly out of bounds. We can just play Frozen Swamp. I'm gonna try to go find that thing, I guess, and look around. So like the first thing we do is we have the APC over here, right? Now it's a little small, as in all things in this game. Like, I really think they need to like go. They need to go look at the scales. It feels like they don't understand how big their characters are half the time. That or just the AI bots in the game apparently produce everything that's way too fucking small. But no, this is like one of the APCs in the game. I mean, it's not really, there's a drone tank over here.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
Yeah, I think there's a better one than this because it's kind of cover it. But there's this like drone tank in front, like right here, for carrying things around. Like I guess these cargo containers. It doesn't look like maybe there could be like a pilot slot here, but it looks like a drone tank. I mean, Mason, when I say scale, I mean more in the sense that like there's lots of instances of the game where the scaling of things are wrong by an abhorrent amount. Yeah, here's a not cover picture, right? Like, so it's like a little drone tank. I don't really see like a pilot area, right? Fuck off. It just seems to like latch onto these. Don't. All right, goodbye. It looks like just basically like a little armed, like essentially tractor. There's no pilot slot you can see, so it's probably just like autonomous or drones or just AI. Who the fuck knows? Over here, there's nothing really, so we can move on. Yeah, it looks cool. Leave me alone. All right. We'll go to the small tanks and then work our way around. X'd it out, Rupar, X'd it out. It's just like Mr. Cold Guts. Still haven't seen him in game yet, because I haven't really tried, to be honest. And we're going to Titans, by the way. And once again, like, so on my Titan video, for example, people will mention how these guns are like 14 and 16 inchers. Which, yes, their silhouette looks like that, right? But once again, it's a question of scale. Like, you cannot tell me that's a 14 to 16 incher. That is very small. Like, it looks like that from the silhouette, but it feels like it's been scaled down. So maybe these sides are supposed to be bigger than they're actually, like, they actually are in game. Same thing with the medium mechs too. The medium mech scale is always wonky too when they're used for props. Hey Delta. But no, like, we have the scale of tanks here is absolutely wrong, right? Like, you cannot tell me this is a perfectly, we're Short King Masked Man, right? We're a smaller character. Like, that's not, tanks are big things. Now there are smaller tanks, right? But like, this ain't it. No, these are Japanese Type 10s. But like, if we go over here, like not even 10, like 30 feet, 50 feet away, we actually have a differently sized variant of the same tank. I mean, if you're trying to hand wave it, sure, Fruit Power, you can hand wave lure it, but it's really just, I think, carelessness. A lack of concern for consistency. And once again, we now have another tank which feels like appropriately sized, right? I would say this is probably a little bit too small still, but like this is an appropriately sized tank to some degree, right? Like it looks like it can fit people inside. But like, that's the problem, right? You'll see lots of different things in different maps, and like the actual thing, like the actual tanks they use in game, the actual enemy tanks, they are artificially small too. It's all also thoroughly weird. Correct. Europa is the Titan faction. I don't really think there's anything over here really until we get to like the medium mech spawn area. This is just rubble and debris. I mean, personally, Cat War Boss, shit like that would drive me fucking OCD. I don't have OCD, but that would drive me insane. Like, I would have to fix that. Even differently sized boxes drive me insane. Like, they have to like look and functionally be different for me to be okay with it, right? But if it's like two like wooden boxes of different sizes, they have the same texture, it's gonna drive me insane until I have them be different or I have them be the same size. I'm kind of curious what you guys were referencing in regards to like the Orbitus, whatever. Like, I know about the tanks, I know about the weird drone tank, I know about the medium mechs, but I don't know about anything else on this map really. There's the head over here. I mean, I've talked to them before, Murphy, and I've mentioned the scaling. It was hand-waved. There is over here. I don't often go to the far side over here, so maybe. Could be all the way over here. There's the head. Yeah, I mean, that makes logical sense for your part, right? You see the heads off in the distance, and then there's that down here. You can logically conclude that a head fell. Or it's from like a previous installation or building. Yeah, it's not crazy to think that. I don't know, Murphy. I would say if you polled the audience of the game right now, an attention to detail would probably be pretty high up there in the list in regards to like issues on hand. Now, I'm probably putting things under attention to detail that you might not put there too, right? Like, for example, lots of people are very tired of old bugs currently existing in the game. I would put that under attention to detail. Well, others might not. Like, if the crunch is constantly for new content and you constantly keep having old bugs in your game that people are tired of, I would throw that under there. Yeah, there's like only one more spot I can think about that there might be stuff in. Like the crashed train yard, maybe. There's a few things around that area, but I think it's just all like medium mechs and shit, or just like crashed trains and stuff. I don't think it's like different from anything else really. Why won't you die when I shoot you? There we go. Alright. So there's these fields over here, which I think turns into a minefield pretty quickly. But there are some open areas over here that I don't really explore that often. Hey Amp, how's it going? I think this is an extract sometimes you can use, if I recall. There's a reason to come over here occasionally. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day too. I think you hit a minefield like right past here. Huh? Yeah, there we go. We got our menagerie of dead trees. We have our out of bounds wall, or like a refinery wall. I mean, so someone was mentioning that like there's some weird vehicle here. I'm not. They might have been talking about the drone tank. I can't recall anything special or like out of place on this map, really. The only like weird anomaly being the drone tank, to my recollection. And I guess the APC-2 at the spawn, or at one of the extract spawn areas. I do believe we hit a minefield here before we actually get to head through. Like, I think this is a barrier wall you're not allowed to go around, or go through, rather. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something from Fundog in regards to, like, that kind of thing. No, no. Yeah, I know, it's still around. I'm telling you right now, they're not gonna be able to fix it. Unless they do a complete refactor on their AI system, which they're not going to do or can't do, which is understandable. I'm not saying they should do that. I can understand that they cannot do that with the current resources they have. But I don't think they can fix it. We've had, what, 3 or 4 patches now of them saying they fixed it? Along with a few hot fixes, too, of them saying they fixed it. It's something deep-rooted in their AI system. Yeah, don't... Oh, also, don't look at it. Don't look at it. And look away. Warning, minefield. Yeah, that's the only thing I think about though, right? Is we have... Alright, incoming fall damage. Ow. My legs! We have the APC here, and then we have the drone tanks, and I can't think of anything else on this map that would be, like... would warrant, I guess, talks. Maybe they're mentioning the Type 10? Because it's not a Merkava tank, so I don't know. I cannot think of anything else on this map that would warrant the response they were giving. You're looking at out of bounds areas being visible to the player, basically. Yeah, we have the drone tank over there. Yeah, I just can't think of anything else. Nothing over there. There's nothing over there. There's nothing over there. Yeah. I think we've cleared the entire map, really. So the APC and then the drone tank are the only really 2 things that are like standout abnormalities in comparison to other maps. I don't think the drone tank's on any other maps I can recall. Maybe it's on we'll go to downtown next. Maybe there's a drone tank on downtown. Yep. But we have done a basically complete tour of this map. Yep. Just normal fun dog things, I guess is the word to say. All right. We'll go over to downtown now. But yeah, nothing in Frozen Swamp really. I have been gamified. I got gamed. I'm being facetious naturally because that's not how games work. Not to mention, it started the audio cue and then immediately performed the animation. Don't think that's intentional. But let's just be honest here. All right. Do you guys remember the era of like Xbox 360 in regards to QuickTime events? And how like people enjoy QuickTime events, but they got old very quickly, right? Imagine if you took the QuickTime out of QuickTime events. That's essentially literally what we have. What if we made QuickTime events less interactive? Because that's what people were asking for about QuickTime events, is less interactivity. So you're saying, so that doesn't make it better, Novel, though, because now what you're saying, maybe not you verbatim saying, you're just saying you're not. I understand you're playing devil's advocate. You're not advocating for this to exist. You might be, but you're not saying that by you saying that. So the counterpoint to that is like in the sense of, oh, hey, this very common and ubiquitous enemy that respawns constantly on this map, and I guess all the maps, right, can occasionally queue up an animation that instantly one-shots you with basically no time for you to react. Because remember that the audio cue played, and then a second later we were in the death animation. That should be a common thing for an enemy type that you have across the game that is very common and ubiquitous and respawns aggressively and is actually pretty tanky.
We should have chosen another exit.
Like, likely it grabbing us in a millisecond is probably just a bug, but still, like, it makes me question things. All right, so let's do a safari hunt here and start looking around for things. Yeah, but I mean, like, in a way though too, right? You can kind of view lots of QuickTime events in that same light too, right? It's a death animation that you can play yourself out of to some capacity, right? Because the fail state for lots of these death animations or the QuickTime events is death or failure, right? Now you'll have some games with QuickTime events where actually it's multiple different failures, right? Like, for example, you can kind of say Until Dawn is a very QuickTime event heavy game, but it would allow for failure states, right? Where you wouldn't necessarily save or suck on the first try. There was lots of parts during the early game of Until Dawn where, like, you really had to fuck up consistently for you to kill some characters early. You could do it, but it required some effort on your part. But here's the thing, Cat Warbush, you can be hard. Tarkov is a hardcore game. It doesn't have it doesn't have systems like this though. Tarkov doesn't have a stagger lock. It has aim punch, sure. It has punishing mechanics of you getting injured, but it never takes agency away from you. Do you just spawn here now when I can't use you, I guess? Ow, hey, stop that. You feel really small. You feel artificially small. You're not appropriately sized. I will say that we can actually see a bit more detail in this thing now, actually. Usually it's kind of hard to see detail. Those might be new though. Huh. It is small. No, it is, yeah, it's abnormally small for an EXO. Yeah, Elephant does have some weird tanks, Cat War Boss. It has that. It has 2 different types of weird tanks on it at the very least. It also has got the Mega XO. Yeah, Cat War Boss, in a vacuum, it's just a question of, is this failure state fun? Like, if I got gibbed by getting shot by an XO with a 20mm cannon, as long as it didn't happen, like, if I did something clearly wrong that caused me to get gibbed like that, me seeing the effect of me getting blown the shit up is cool and fun, right? And now, like, I understand what I did wrong, right? The problem is, for example, when you have, like, the Eurasia drones everywhere, it doesn't necessarily, like, feel like I did anything wrong, right? It's just that I kind of just got unlucky. And you don't get a lot of those, I feel like. Especially in an extraction shooter. Like, yeah, there's sometimes in Tarkov where you can have an unlucky streak, right? Where sometimes you'll play everything right and you just get got. And unfortunately, sometimes that's the case of Tarkov, right? And that's when you go take a break for a while and come back. But you know, on the aggregate, right? Like, on the whole, for Tarkov, right? If you play it right, you're going to live more often than not. Like, for example, I was never a super aggressive player in Tarkov, but I would always float like a 60 to 80% survival percentage. So more often than not, I would survive. And if I really wanted to play really fucking methodical and slow and tedious, I could get it up to 90s. But that was playing a very conservative play style, which is very slow and not very good for progression. But like, you know, sometimes you just get unlucky in Tarkov, but you know, on the aggregate, like, that's outside of your control, and it doesn't happen all of the time. And if you have a bad day where you got a lot, sometimes you just go take a break. In this game, though, it doesn't really necessarily feel like I do like anything wrong when I get got. Sometimes I do, and I will own up to that. But sometimes, for example, an entire firing squad from Yuruska is just standing there, and they all turn to you in a millisecond and RPK you to death, because the RPK in this game is weird for the NPCs. Yeah, but like, the question, Emp, in a way comes as, if I want to go load up a simulator of just sometimes you die, I'll just go roll up a simulator, say, roll the dice on an 8 or above, I die. Like, that's not a game, that's just a death simulator. And if you enjoy that, sure, all fine and well, but personally, I like playing games to get better at them and, like, learn how to play around things. Like, the act of learning how to do better is enticing to me and why I play games in the first place. I enjoy the learning experience games provide in that cause. Like, the direct relationship between you understanding how the game works and getting better at the game. It's why, for example, I don't like lots of games that rely heavily on RNG. Like, I like Magic the Gathering in a very small capacity because, like, it's fun with friends. But on a competitive level, I don't really enjoy Magic the Gathering, right? Because there's lots of times very, very good Magic players will only have like a 60% win percentage, because there is so much variance in Magic you cannot control that sometimes you'll just lose and you did everything right. And I can be okay with that in the short term, but when it's consistent basis of your game, I can't really get on board with that. Which is why I don't play Magic. Also, for other reasons too. WotC is a fucking shadow of its former self, and Hasbro is milking the living fuck out of them. That's a different point entirely, though. All it does is reaffirm my reasons for not playing the game anymore, not necessarily the reasons why I left in the first place. Yeah, like Elden Ring. I don't really love Elden Ring, but in regards to Elden Ring's design, right, is like, one, it's a Souls-like, right? So it gets easier as you play and you level up. But like, Souls-likes, right, like, they do a good job of saying, hey, we're a very difficult and punishing game, but once you learn how to play this game, like you're not punished anymore because you're no longer hitting those fail states. But in this game, right, it doesn't feel like you're learning things to buy. Like you're not understanding the difficulty, right? You're just, you know, do I get unlucky sometimes? Not recently, Ragey. Maybe it's been maybe like a week or two since I got into spawn. I'm not really trying to. Yeah, and like, yeah, I can learn Elden Ring movesets, right? And like, eventually I will overcome bosses. Like, I beat OG Radahn, right? I beat pre-nerf Radahn. It was fucking miserable, and I had to change builds. Like, I had to go to like literally, what was it? Like the block build where you cannot get knocked out of your block, and you just played poke wars with him. But like, I beat OG Radahn. It just took me fucking like 200 tries plus changing my build to the poke build of just hide behind a fucking like giant shield. It was fucking miserable and I hated it, but I did it. But you can see people like that, right? Like, they learn the movesets and they can perfectly time it. OG Radahn was the fucking worst. I did not enjoy that fight. The problem is, though, too, is like, you can kind of, it was just a fight that required, I will say too, part of the problem's fight also is because the Shadow of the Erdtree's initial performance wasn't that great. And so like, when he was doing 5 million visual effects during second phase, your machine would start to like get slower, which made dodging shit harder. It made the game, the FPS drops and during second phase made the fight way harder. Yeah, no, like, Cat War boss, definitely for sure. I understand where Mouse is coming from, but like, it's why I don't fault him for it. Like, the heart's in the right place, I feel like, but the execution is lacking. Or is abysmal. Artificial difficulty is not fun, and I'm not saying that actually doing difficult games is easy, right? Difficult, fair games is easy. It is easier just to pump up numbers. You can go up and add HP to cyborgs, you can go add damage to cyborgs, you can go add damage to RPGs, you can go make enemies more lethal. And that makes the game more artificially difficult, but not literally more difficult.
I think they spotted us.
It's not more challenging. It's much. We've had this talk before, I think last week too, right? It's more punishing, but it's not more difficult.
Keep it together, man. Keep it together.
Brother.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Yeah, it's always a good way of doing it. That's a Doppler. That's a very good onboarding process, right? Doing that escalating, like, you know, movesets and like you give, and like, yeah, it's a very natural way of doing onboarding for players, right? Because you can overwhelm them if you give them very difficult enemies too early. If you give an enemy like 10 different moves and you expect players to learn them all when they're first facing them, it's a very difficult task, right? But if you like say there's different difficulties, right, and they get more movesets, it's a natural way to onboard those players, right? Yeah, it just depends on like the actual environments that like warrant it, right? Or like the actual game design that warrants it, right? Like, it would be kind of harder to do in a game like this. granted, what you could do in a game like this, right, is have different phases of the war. And like, right now, maps feel very black and white, right? In the sense of, you kind of know what you're gonna get every single time you load into a map. You don't really generally see instances where the map has like a very minimal density of units. Sometimes it's the case, sometimes it's not. Like, Mech Trench can kind of be like that. But if there was more like stark contrasts between like the same map and in regard to playstyles, you could kind of make it where when you onboard players, you have them go into like the first wave of maps with, you know, lesser difficulties, even if it's unknowing to them for onboarding purposes, and then you can ramp up difficulty over time. And you can tie progression to difficulty and vice versa, so on and so forth, to the point where like, hey, you know, you might be on the training wheels maps for like, you know, until it feels like you're off the ground, and then we take the training wheels off and now you're in the main game where you can do whatever you want. And you can have that kind of feel natural in the game's like actual progression too.
Uh-huh. I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
So yeah, especially if you're trying to have a challenging game that isn't like, the learning curve isn't brutal, right? Looking at every Paradox game ever. Though to be fair, it's strategy games are hard like that, right? I haven't really seen anything like new, just lots of cars really. There's a few dead mechs over there that like sit on the floor. Yeah, I don't think there's like really anything novel in this map in regards to like dead enemy units. I mean, it kind of depends on what the... I don't know the basis for their game, right? Do they have a simulation in the back end? Or not, right? Like, the game's supposed to be like this RTS kind of like it's kind of... The original inspiration, right, was supposed to be like, you know, you're playing an RTS, right? But you're like a scavenger in the middle of an RTS. Hence why they have so many aggressive respawns just constantly, right? Because that's how RTSs work. You know, new units are crowded to sent to the front lines to fight. So, like, if they're actually simulating that in the back end at all, and having that be how they populate maps and spawn maps, which is, they're probably not what they're doing, but you could just easily tweak that to, like... I know for a fact that's not how they do spawns, but if they changed how spawns work to be more simulation based, you could naturally have that tie into progression and onboarding very easily, in my opinion. But yeah, it would be a lot of work because that's not how they built their game, I think. Because like right now, I'm pretty sure how the spawns work is the spawns literally just check on map load and then spawn their units or have the set of spawns. All right, I guess we can go look at Elephant and the tanks at Elephant again. It's been a second. I do enjoy the tanks and Elephant. They look cool, and I want to see them. It feels like having those tanks would like exist would be a lot easier than to having mechs exist, to be honest. I would imagine the animations for tanks would be a lot easier than mechs. I don't know that to be true or not, but it feels like it would be. So the way it works, Novel, is, to my understanding, at least the way it seems like to me, is though they have spawns set up with different criterias that probably select on map load. Like, say for example, this spawn, like they probably have like, they might do variants too, right? As opposed to doing individual spawn areas at different probabilities so they can have more control. So let's say, for example, you load into a map and there's like a 33% chance it chooses template 1, template 2, template 3 for spawns, right? Let's say, for example, it chooses template 2. And so certain spawns will be turned off or on, or certain units will spawn in certain areas. But once that's configured, that's set up in the map, and that will always be the case. Like, if, say, for example, let's say, for example, there's a spawn area called Spawn Area A, right? And it will spawn 10 Europa units when you're in proximity. It spawns 10 Europa units when you're in proximity, right? And say there's a respawn counter of when these units die or fall below 25, like 75%, you know, casualties, respawn them in 30 seconds. So they'll respawn, they'll respawn, they'll respawn, they'll respawn over and over again, right? They just won't stop. And if you leave the area and come back, they'll respawn again too, right? And there's no connection to any other system that will stop that to spawning, right? There's no overall like simulation saying, hey, Europa's reserves are X, Y, and Z. Like they have 1,000 infantry nearby, right? So after they drain 1,000 infantry, you stop spawning infantry. To my knowledge, that part of the system does not exist. There is no back-end simulation keeping track of what the reserves units have on maps, right? There's no actual reinforcement system. It's all just map respawns. If you wanted to sit onto a map and go AFK forever, it would just keep spawning units over and over again, right? If you sat AFK on Babel, theoretically, you would have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of drones die. I think Blood Panda, if you go to like a turn-based RTS scale, or not, turn-based and RTS are oxymoronic, or they're not the same thing, or they're paradoxical. They're opposites, because real-time means real-time strategy, and turn-based is not real-time. I would say like you could have two AIs fight on a meta like simulation scale, and actually try to win fights and so on and so forth, right? You could have them be somewhat intelligent, but at that point you are designing a simulation out of the game. All right, so we have two tanks here. Who fucking knows which one's which in regards to like what faction. This one you can also see on what's it called? You can also see this tank on Mech Trench. It's crashed like vertically. Has it gotten a pass recently too? I feel like it's got some details on it. I don't remember it being this detailed before. It might be it's getting ready for actually getting pushed out. I don't remember it being this detailed before. It might be getting ready soon, I guess. I don't, like, it had the cannon on here, but it had the side guns, right? But I don't believe it had the side cannons being that meshed out. Like, it had the MG34s on the side, but I don't think it had the actual, like, things here, right? The last time I recall looking at this. So maybe they're updating the model here and there? I don't think it had that either, right? I think they have been doing some work on this thing. Maybe we'll see it soon. But yeah, it seems like, you know, it's MG3s, MG34s, MG42s, what the fuck you want to call them. So this is tank 1. Those look new too. I remember having those bolt-ons too. Well, this is tank 1. There's 2 tanks here. The other tank is right here. A bit harder to see because it's a little bit back here. But no, this is the one you're probably thinking about them. This is probably the, I would think this is European, but I don't know, just because it's like, I think Europa is like gun.tank. Though you could say that you could make the case too with the early, like the T-28s and so on and so forth for Russia, that this could be very Russian in capacity too. Just because, you know, tank with lots of turrets reminds you of T-20, 24, 28s. But it's also got these, which I think you do find on, it's a smaller scale version of the ones you see on, what's it called? The NATO tanks, the NATO Titans. Not NATO, but you know, Europa. I'm not sure if this is this, like, any work done on it. This looks about the same as if I recall. I don't see anything new on here, though there's definitely, like, that looks like it's gotten polished recently. I don't recall the back things there being on there. I don't recall it having all of those smoke launchers. So that does look maybe newer.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
I think that's the only two I know about on this map. I think they're like, I can't recall any other tanks this map that are like bespoke. And then you have the Abomination. The testament to they don't care about scale. This thing. It is literally just an exo that's been scaled up by like 2 or 3 times. This makes sense. John, where though? Where? Where on this map? Or where? We just went to the entirety of Frozen Swamp. Where? Please don't blow me up. Oh my god, it's so small. I can barely fit in here. What the hell is this tank? Oh, that's the minefield notification. If you get close to the minefield eggs, like ready to kill you, it puts up like a little like black wall saying you're gonna die if you cross this threshold. But I think it's just like all T90s here. There might be another case of like one of those things we saw before over here. Yeah, like right there, yeah. But I don't think we get anything up. There we go. Anything different from that. This is just the same thing as before. The giant exo. Just another giant exo. We have the same thing again here, yeah. Just on that side.
Everyone for themselves.
Do we have medium mech manning a artillery piece? No, it's just buildings. You can't really. If you want to if you want to go to each map and try to figure out where each map is in relation to each other map, good luck. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You can kind of, if you squint your eyes, you can think you can see this building from a few different maps, but like, it's inconsistent.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Yeah, not like it's. You can try to squint your eyes a little bit and make a connection, but it's hard. I hit jump. How dare you, Gabe? I don't think they literally are. Like, Tarkov is going hardcore with it, right? Because they are trying to connect the maps, or that was always their intent and design goal. I don't think the design goal of this game was to connect the maps like that. At least not, like, next door to each other, right? Like, we might have a multi-raid eventually, because they talked about it before. But, like, I don't think they're going to go through the process of, like, literally connecting the maps, like, that closely like Tarkov is, right? Like Tarkov, if you see the maps of Tarkov, right, you can actually literally see like other maps next to each other and connect them pretty easily. This game's not so much. I wonder if I still get stuck at all or not. They said they fixed it, but I'm curious. Eh, walked over the trench line. I mean, I think you can still connect them where it makes sense, but you don't need to go through the process of them and like literally being right on top of each other. Especially considering the vibe contrasts too. Having them be too close would probably make them a bit confusing. Yeah, you can see the city map in Tarkov. Like you can go look online, right, of like Tarkov map connections and probably see the overlay. People have done it before. And like there's like, for example, like Shoreline and Lighthouse, right? You can easily see both maps from each other, right? And Reserve too. Like there's lots of areas on that game, or in that game, right, where you can see other maps from other maps. I have great news, everyone. We probably have a stilt walker. You can tell from the derpy ass missiles. Now, is there anything for it to fight? I don't think so. Oh, it's got yours. Actually, it can fight those. It's so fucking derpy. If the missiles weren't so anemic... Oh, medium mechs are fighting. Sync kills. They probably need to have that sound effect play locally and not globally. God, it's so derpy. It does have a melee attack. I think it only does if you aggro it, but it will stomp on you. All right, you two fight. I wonder if the Eruska mech can knock out its guns. Yeah, I mean, I understand they want the visual effects of like lots of missiles and guns going off, but my god, does it look fucking derpy.
Not what I wanted. Two units nearby.
It's a big boy. I mean, it's a big boy, but it's not like big though, right? It's got a lot of empty space. I think they're actually. Are you guys just missing? Oh, hey, this is. Oh god, you know what this reminds me of? So in Starfield, there was a. I'm not sure if they fixed it right, but the enemy starships in Starfield would shoot center mass. So if you built your ship where the center mass was nothing, like you built like you basically built like an empty box where they would just shoot through your center mass, they would constantly miss, right? So it reminds me of that the O ship, yeah, or the square ship, right, where you literally just have your center mass be empty, and so they shoot center mass and miss. It is funny. I mean, it's definitely one of those things, right, where like you can't really fault a developer for being like, yeah, just have it shoot center mass without realizing like, oh, the center mass is nothing. There's nothing there in the center mask. What is making this now this can't die, but apparently its guns can be shot off. Hey Mao, they've done lots of So there was a bug with stamina where the weight for stamina was incorrectly calculated, so it was very draconian. And so people's initial feedback on stamina was tainted. I don't love it as a system, but it's to the point now where they've tuned it to where I don't really care about it. It's still got some bugs here and there, but on a whole, stamina's fine. It stops you from sprinting through maps like with recklessly, right? It slows down the game a bit. I personally don't think it's a very interesting system, but it is what it is. It doesn't ask me any questions, right? That's the problem I have with stamina. It's not asking me to make any considerations in my gameplay, right? All it does is basically say, you can sprint for 10 seconds, and then you need to wait for 10 seconds before you can sprint again. That's not really doing anything for me. It's not making me make choices, really. All it does is basically say, don't sprint until you have to. I want your guns to fall off. So I don't imagine they have lots of splash damage. So I would not be surprised if they just cannot knock off these guns. I'm kind of curious actually, Show, your gun's shooting up. They have I'm not sure if they're aiming in different spots, they just have a lot of inaccuracy with their gunfire. I think all of its arms are occupied with missile launchers. Is it gonna do a loop? It's gonna do a fucking loop. it's doing a fucking Looney Tunes loop. It's fucking got Elmer Fudd over here. I mean, the T9 is fucking tanking it like a fucking boss, my god. It's beautiful. It just kinda is. It's just fighting back now. Yeah, you're not wrong. The only thing I can think of is because there's one aspect where it's about making sure the projectile hits the collision box without going through it. But I think it's mainly for just appearances. I think they imagine like a spectacle of like lots of these units fighting on a giant battlefield, so you see tracers everywhere. Can't know. I have no idea, or nor do I care to figure out why this thing spawns or doesn't spawn. And if you do, good luck. When you might have a native spawn chance of like 1%, the amount of samples you're going to need to actually get good data is not worth it. You're better off literally social engineering Fundog to hack them to figure out their code, as opposed to getting the samples you would need to figure out how to spawn this thing, or what the actual ways of spawning this thing are and what affects it. It would be easier than doing it the statistical way. How is this? How are you? What is this T90 made of? How is it still alive? Is this some Russia cope right here? Is this some fucking propaganda? Is Fundog on the fucking Russia payroll too? What is this fucking War Thunder? Let me just, I don't feel the whatever. How much splash damage does these things have? The tank has like literally been charred fucking black. Oh, is it not doing damage? I got pushed away. It's not doing damage. It's just a push attack. Hey, no. No, I didn't mean to shoot the T90. Get in the hole. Hey Major, how's it going? No, it's literally just a push attack. It doesn't do any damage. At least that makes sense now. Oh, we freed it. Don't you look at me like that. No, here we go again. Yeah, it's a statue. They have a spawn point out here for like certain props. It can be a cow sometimes, it's weird. It's going fine, we're just admiring the Stiltwalker we don't see very often because why not? We're watching it be a little, just maybe a little derpy. Oh, meanwhile, you're over here just fucking gawking. Did that T90 just shoot its own T90? What the hell? Friendly fire. Are the cyborgs they go for center mass too? If I see the cyborgs go swipe at center mass, I'm gonna lose my shit. I think they're going for center mass. Oh, they 100%. This is elephant. They are 100% going for center mass.
Not what I wanted. It's nearby.
Man, what are those fucking tank legs made out of? My god. They've been getting saboed to hell and back. Why are you so small? It looks like AI to me. I don't see where you would possibly fit a pilot. Hold on, let's get closer. I think someone's I don't think you can. You can maybe knock off its guns with a railgun, but I don't think you can actually kill it with a railgun. But I would not know. I haven't used the railgun forever. I don't really plan on using it in forever. Yeah, I don't... You could maybe fit a pilot in the top center. I would say probably not, though. Yeah, that's just a rack right there. Yeah, I don't think this has a pilot. I think it's all AI. It's probably why it's so fucking derpy. Europa ain't got that AI. Don't you get angry with me? I can't help the fucking fact that you're incompetent. It could be a drone too, maybe. Could be controlled externally by remote. All right, well, I think it's time to leave our friend behind. It's very clear this is gonna take forever, and probably nothing's gonna happen ever. All right, well, good night, sweet prince. You were fun seeing again for like the 1 in 100 times. I don't think I'll miss you. Yeah, maybe, Kyle, but I imagine it being inconsistent.
Hard ride. At least we made it.
Well, that was certainly something. Alright, okay. Alright, time for mandatory stairway. Now, I definitely don't think there's anything on stairway of any note. I'll bring a drill. I don't need more than that. We go up and down the staircase. That is the gameplay.
Just one more run.
Actual things to do on the map? No. You go up and down the staircase. Imagine, I'm gonna go make a fucking CS2 map where it's literally just a fucking staircase. It's gonna be called DE Staircase. I'm gonna fucking get Valve to pay me money for it. Yeah, this is clearly the cardio map, right? They're gonna add like a fucking workout mechanic where like you need to go to stairway and go up and down the staircase to get your cardio in. Hey! Fucking rude, man, my god.
As long as I'm the last.
Granted, no, they should make it like OG Tarkov with like leveling strength. Oh god. I remember back, like, what was it? Was it strength, health, or endurance, right? There was something where you'd like go hurt yourself in some bushes and just like hide in the bushes while constantly doing something. It might have been survival or surgery or something like that, I can't recall. But there was definitely like some quest in Tarkov that wanted you to have like some skill at some certain level. And the best way of doing it was just like basically torturing yourself by like, yeah, self-damage and healing. Or that, or like it was, oh, shaders. It might have been like, oh, you know what it was? It might have been stress, Kyle. I think it meant like you could level up stress damage from just like running while hurt with your legs broken. It was so stupid. So they should add to this game too. So like, I remember it too. Like there is some skill in Tarkov where you really only level it up when you die, and so like if you survive a lot and you don't play a lot, it means that this skill would be artificially low for you. And so when it came time to like actually do the quest where you had to use that attribute or that skill, you had to go like die on purpose or like hurt yourself constantly to level it up. It was so stupid. I feel my legs getting stronger. I can move faster now. I have climbed the first echelon of the staircase. You all mock me for being the short king mask man, but I will be fast one day from all of my cardio. This is stairway. This is stairway get, I believe it's what it's called. I don't think they, I don't know if they actually have an office. I know they're incorporated in Washington, but I think they're mostly remote, if not all remote.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
Hey. The HUD stuff? What do you mean the HUD stuff? Still the same as normal, except that we have a stamina bar now. Oh, you're saying why do we have HUD on? I mean, just because it's kind of hard now to tell, like, them adding grenades, them adding more, like, consumables, them adding stamina. There's too much information now that you can't tell or have a feeling for without having the HUD on now. Especially with medical animations now too, it's not really like you can spam medkits anymore without being kind of punished. Personally, I would love a refactored or reworked UI or HUD, but like I imagine that's so far down the list of things to do. It would be nice for it to be modular. I mean, personally, like, the problem is, right, is, like, the consumable interaction is just kind of convoluted, like, it kind of, if they ever add more consumables, it just gets more bloated, right? Like, having to scroll through it one at a time to pick out what consumable you want. Yeah, resizing your alpha would be a very nice way of doing it. All you would need is just do some scaling. Yeah, like, if I could reduce it by like 50% and also add some alpha, I'd be happy. For those unfamiliar, alpha basically means transparency. I mean, would it really be a trip to the staircase without going through every building?
Whittle them down and we can break out.
Personally, I think this game would fuck with the Dead Space UI element like really hard, like, you know, all of the UI elements being right on the character. I can understand why that's not the case though. Like, I understand they can't do that because that's like asking for AAA features in an indie game, but it would be cool. I love how Dead Space like grounded their, oh yeah, there's something in here, I forgot. I love how Dead Space grounded their UI in the game. They've nerfed it to the extent, Dragon Tier, where it's not a big issue anymore. Like, the original implementation of stamina was bad because it had a weight bug. They fixed the weight bug and they added they made it a bit more lenient, and so it's fine now. I'm not really, I don't like the way they've designed the stamina system, but as it in its current capacity, it's fine. I nothing it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It exists for a purpose to slow the game down, and it does that. I don't like how the way it does it, but it does it. I forgot about the hole. We failed to go up the staircase. We have not gotten our cardio in. It's a goddamn tragedy. That hole always looks so unfinished to me too. Like that hole. Hold on, we're gonna go back. Let me bring a flashlight too. We're going back. We're going back to the staircase. I need to go with a flashlight. Let's go crazy. Let's bring the. Why am I doing this to myself? Vendors, aramaki, attachments, illumination, lamination. I gotta be able to see. Do you have a muzzle device? Yeah, you do. I can silence you. Look at all that 9mm. I wonder, I haven't looked at that hole in forever, so I'm kind of curious if they ever fixed it. So like when they first launched this map, the hole looked like it was like undone and there was supposed to be something in there. But maybe it's just the way it's supposed to be? Alright, I have a flashlight now.
Hard to breathe up here. But the mask helps.
And you'll see what I mean if it's still there. You'll understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, I mean we'll go look together. We'll get our cardio in. Hello, Mr. Media Mech.
Them down and we can break out.
Don't mind me. This is probably not the best way to go because there is a spawn point like right above us. But you know, it is what it is. I'm getting my cardio in real good right now. I don't think it is just because they would have probably caught that in QA testing. It's not a trench, so they can't get stuck in it. Hey, Sean. Hope you are too.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
It's even worse than it was before. I didn't think it was possible to make this gun even worse. I guess we go to semi-auto on this thing. How bad is the full auto on this with 20 rounds? Hold on. Jesus. What the fuck? Alright. Okay, so yeah, bear with me here. Looking at this hole, right, it does look like it's like a placeholder, right? Like, you can't... I fell in. I'm not saying I didn't fall in, but like it does look like it's like a 2BD, like right. It looks like something that's supposed to be here eventually, right, as opposed to just a hole. Yeah, it looks unfinished. Yeah, it looks like there's something supposed to go here, like there's supposed to be something under here. Yeah. If it's supposed to be just a hole into the void, like dropping in and falling to your death, sure. It doesn't necessarily look like that now. It looks like it's an unfinished part. We did it. We finished our car. Wait, no, hold on. We did it. Wait, there's more staircases. Hold on.
Everyone for themselves.
Don't you do it. I'm finishing my cardio. I'm finishing my cardio. I did it. I finished my cardio. Wait, I guess I can get a little bit higher. A little bit higher. I finished my cardio. Actually, I think we can get higher than this though too. Hold on. No, I go back down. 3 more laps. Why is there a bag there? God, the FPS drops in this fucking corner are still brutal as they ever were. Let me up. I can fix this. There we go. It is really rough up here. Yeah, you can kind of tell the FPS is a little struggling here. This corner's always been bad, but like it's God. It's just something weird about that like actual corner there. You can tell like it once we get out of that corner it goes back to being fine, but that corner there is really brutal. Okay, I'm kind of curious. I want to see if, let me see here, if it happens on this map too. Yeah, so I think what happens is that I think you are right. I think it's going below 0. I think the stamina, it seems to be using stamina even if it doesn't have it to mantle, and it feels to be going, it's probably going under 0. They probably haven't clamped it.
Must not be a good sign.
It seems that way, right? All right, we did it. We got our cardio in. We haven't technically done cemetery yet, or scrapyard actually. We're gonna do scrapyard first. Do I have an HMG? I do not. That's sad. Restore. I'm going to be a robot. Trust me, it's not overkill. Just trust me. Yeah, Dragon Chill, that's probably definitely one of those things that just happens in optimizations that they just didn't have time for. The good old AAA life cycle. Do you meet the 60 FPS requirements? Then no further optimization is required. God, it's so inaccurate. Stealth is... I do not consider stealth in this game to really be a thing. You can try and play it stealthily. You are making the game a lot harder on yourself for trying to make the game, play the game stealthily. Oh, fair enough. Sorry, there are people who actually say that though, so I had to like treat it genuinely. Give me all your alcohol. Basically, John, that is actually quite correct. Look at my teddy bears. Look at all my teddy bears. Yeah, and apparently dolls. Creepy fucking dolls. My favorite version of stealth is standing on a rock cyborgs can't get to. Can I drink? No, I can't. Why is it? Why? Why is it spread so bad? Leave me alone. How did I just take 600 fucking damage from like 3 shots? What the hell, RPK? I want to get into like a private area with the RPK soldiers and just figure out what makes them fucking tick, man. Because it feels like in comparison to like everything else in the game, they just do not compare. Like, it's fine and all if you want to make enemy infantry that lethal, but it just feels weird how like they're the only ones to do it that aggressively. It feels like an outlier. Yeah. Alright, is this 2 or 3 over here? Don't mind me, I'm just that's very nice robot. This is 3, goddammit. I'll be back. You can't shoot the teddy bears, that's against the law. You're shooting a child at that point. I mean, there's a reason why I brought 1,000 rounds for the saw. Is because I know half of it was going into the ether, if not more. Alright, that's good. Let's go get 3. I don't know why I'm doing the radar towers, it's just something for fun.
We have the munitions to remove the threat.
Listen, I understand mil-spec ammo and weapons aren't great, but there's a difference between, like, mil-spec and just whatever this is. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You wouldn't kill a robot, would you? I said you wouldn't kill a robot, wouldn't you? God damn. Alright, maybe I just need to... I'm gonna go leave. Don't feel safe. That feels a little dangerous. Leave me alone. A peace-loving robot. To be fair, they could have been linked. Enemies do see you from far away now, and like, they do aggro things from far away. Like, what's it called? Like a patch or two ago, like a content patch ago, they linked enemy infantry like by proximity as opposed to by squad, and so that doesn't really obey the rules of walls and shit. So like, you will aggro things a lot now just by kind of accident. Not omniscient, but like they react too quickly, I will say. Like, it's not the fact that they aggro from like you shooting things nearby, it's the fact they do so very quickly. And that you have no indication. And I would say this is also a factor too, is like enemy infantry or infantry on a whole are very quiet in the game. The sound tracking in the game is very poor. Sure, you can hear gunshots, you can hear radio chatter occasionally, but on the whole, enemy infantry movement and movement on a whole, except for mechs and above, are very quiet, so you cannot really hear things coming anywhere, really, right? Like left, right, behind you, in front of you. You can't really hear things. And like you, for example, with the infantry bug too, of them going very quickly, it can turn into like a water thief shotgunner coming up behind you in the span of seconds after you draw aggro, and then shotgunning you down without making a sound, basically, until they start shooting. I'm good, Wan. How are you? Yeah, we'll have to see Dragons here. Like, that's definitely, I think, one of the issues they've had recently, or just in general, is just having systems that aren't binary in nature, or having a degree of nuance, or scalar values. When I don't do community stream right now, multiplayer is too rough. Multiplayer is very rough, and I just do not want to wish anyone that experience. Whenever they start fixing multiplayer and I start seeing patch notes, I don't do multiplayer right now because the multiplayer experience is very rough in my opinion. There's lots of bugs that introduce only in multiplayer. Yeah, like if you have low ping, it's perfectly fine, but like lots of my viewers are in Europe, and like even the fact of having 200 ping makes the experience very bad. It's not unplayable by any means. Like, if you're playing with friends locally nearby to you, it's perfectly fine. It's the normal caveats of peer-to-peer, really. But there's lots of bugs that only appear in peer-to-peer right now in multiplayer. Yes, I'm US based, correct. I don't know how they do the server architecture in regards to peer-to-peer. I imagine they make the host of peer-to-peer. They make them the authority, because that makes sense to me. It'd also be why, for example, the host is kind of immune to the issues that the people connected to have. So it probably is the factor, is like when you're the host, is you're the server for the peer-to-peer, and what you say goes, but there are some issues in regards to how they handle the data from clients in the peer-to-peer environment, where, like, for example, I'm not sure if they fixed it or not, but one big factor, right, was, like, if you had lower FPS, or if you, like, had issues in regards to your network, your gun would have an artificially low rate of fire. That was a pretty old bug, though, so I'm not sure if they fixed that. The most recent iteration, though, for example, is when they added knockdown to the game. There was instances where if you got knocked down, you would get knocked through collision walls that the host couldn't. And so, like, you would get flung into the ether or below the map or through a wall, and you would kind of be hard locked.
We brought all this gun.
Once again, I don't know if they fixed it or not, but until I see, like, essentially a big push on multiplayer and start hearing good things from people who do play co-op still, I'm kind of hesitant to do a whole stream based on it. Especially when I typically prefer single player in the first place, and I'm not saying don't play with your friends, but I do think it makes the game harder. And I don't think there's a big enough reward for group play, really. All right, civvies. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention names here. I know you're referring to. Oh yeah, plastic chairs. Hold on. If I have television on right now. I don't wanna. Yeah, that's the other side of community streams that is also just kind of sometimes too, to be honest. It can be a lot sometimes. I'm not really here to play babysitter. And I don't feel like you guys should be here to do that too. So plastic chairs, wait, where are they? There we go. There's a few things that have physics in the game, and the plastic chair is one of them. Can I shoot you? Do you have physics when I shoot you? No. A good old plastic chair. Don't look at me, I'm busy. I'm telling you right now. Well, yeah, I think it's pretty clear the chair beats the spork, right? I mean, this is still hard plastic. If someone if someone takes one of these legs to your throat, yeah, like the plastic chair beats the spork, even if the spork is metal. Granted, if you get so I will say that there's always the factor of grappling, though. Like, if the person gets you into a grapple, like, you do have to, it's not a free win, I will say. Like, the spork definitely will, I will say 60-40. I think the chair wins 60% of the time, the spork wins 40% of the time, because if the spork can get you in a grapple to the point where you can't really use the chair, you're kind of fucked, right? So it's really a question is the person using the spork able to get you into a CQB grapple situation, right? But if the person with the chair can keep you far enough away, yeah. Now the whole gang's there. All right, you'll be free, my pal.
Burn, baby, burn.
I'm kind of curious, like, does this quest just have a failure percentage where it, like, sometimes it just doesn't spawn the book? Or is there like a mythical force spawn that either it doesn't spawn at or just I haven't found? I'm pretty sure I tac cammed it too. So like, I feel like I know all the spawns, but sometimes just not there. All right. That's it for everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow, assuming the internet's still good. Like, I always have to check it now before streams to see if it's taking a shit or not. But assuming it's good, I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe a stream this weekend. We'll see. I'm trying to get 3 in a week, but you know, it can be rough sometimes. Other than that, I guess we'll maybe see like a week or 2 anniversary content for maybe this game. I guess we'll see. So that's something to look out for. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye all.